Welcome to the Eastgate Podcast, where we have in-depth conversations about topics that we may not cover on Sunday morning. My name is Nate, and today I'm joined by Rob Woodrum, Janelle Green, Matt Green, Blake Roseman, and Tyler Jones. In this episode, we talk about the Magi and their importance in the Christmas story. Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Nate. I'm the student pastor here at Eastgate.
My name's Janelle. I'm one of the pastors here at Eastgate.
Hi, my name is Blake. I'm the smartest Cajun you'll ever meet.
My name is Rob. I'm one of the pastors here at Eastgate.
My name is Tyler. I'm one of the worship leaders here at Eastgate.
My name's Matt, and I am also one of the worship leaders here at Eastgate.
But just for today. Today's your last day.
Well, no, he's still going to be a worship leader here.
But not like an official, like unofficial.
What do you mean?
Amateur.
We're trying so hard to get him out the door, and
so
you just
you're
keep
saying
holding
that-
on to
that
him.
Tyler was unofficial and an amateur when he was leading while Matt was...
And then next podcast, he gets to say, I'm Tyler. I am the worship leader here at Eastgate. Like they do on NFL.
The Ohio State University.
Yeah, it's all comes down to if you're being paid or not, whether you're professional.
Just like God wants it. What are we doing here, Nate? What's happening? What's happening here?
Reluctantly, we're doing another Christmas themed episode.
Why did you say reluctant?
What? Are you kidding? We're so excited. Love it.
Christmas.
Love it.
No, but you looked up something that we're going to discuss. We talked about the Magi and why are they discussed in the Bible?
Why are they disgusted?
Discussed. Why are they brought up? Why are they included in the Magi? The account of the Magi only occurs in Matthew's gospel.
And is that the three wise men?
That's what. Yeah. Let's, and we're going to break
It
this
says
whole
that there
thing
was
down.
a bunch of them, though.
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say how many there
It doesn't say how many. So, why do you assume it's three wise men?
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Oh,
Why do
because of the
you?
gifts.
What? That's what he said. So that Blake assumed because there's three presents, it's three wise men. Why do
The
you
song.
assume? Okay, what's the song?
We three kings
Okay.
of Orient are bearing gifts. We traverse of our. And then they sing about the gifts, so I always put them together with the Magi.
Mm-hmm. And pretty much every nativity scene that we ever see, there's three wise men riding on camels, heading into Bethlehem. And in most cases, if it's a nativity scene, they're gathered around the stable, where Jesus was born. Do we know anything incorrect about that?
I don't think they were there when Jesus was born.
That's right. The shepherds were. Shepherds were out tending the sheep, and they saw a heavenly flash mob, ran down, found Jesus, and then, but the wise men were. Do you remember how the story goes?
Didn't they go to the king?
They went to Herod first, saying, "We want to see the king who was born." And Herod, of course, is distressed by this news because he wants to be the king. He feels he's the rightful king of the Jews, and so he sends them on their way. By the time they get to where Jesus is, it's well beyond his birth.
Months.
It's
Is it months or years?
potentially years. I don't think we have a specific exact amount of time. But
Herod tells them, come back and
Yeah.
report to me when you find him.
Yes.
And they don't do it. I
And
know
they do
that's
not do
something as well that they...
why? Do you remember why?
They knew that he would kill him, right?
You know what? This is really fun because we're doing this without a Bible, without reading the scripture. It's interesting to see what we put together because tradition and the things not tradition but the
Lore.
the lore that surrounds Christmas can sometimes actually hedge out the actual biblical narrative. So the reason they don't go back, anybody remember why?
It was something because they could tell that he was...
How would they tell? How would they know?
I want to pull up the scripture because I'm probably not allowed
You
to.
can. Go ahead. But I can tell you.
I remember...
We'd rather laugh at your wrong answer.
No. I mean, there's not a wrong answer.
I just remember like it was something about how they discussed they would not go back because they didn't believe what he said or they knew...
You know what? You're being unsure about this has suddenly made me unsure. Because I know that...
You're talking about in the Matthew commentaries?
I thought it's because they knew that Herod would kill him.
I believe they were warned in a dream.
I
think you're right about that.
Okay,
But Joseph is warned in a dream, and now I'm getting nervous without the thing in front of me that I've conflated those
Janelle's
things.
going to pull it up.
Okay, Matthew 2, visitors from the east. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. About that time, some wise men from eastern lands arrived in Jerusalem asking, "Where's the newborn king of the Jews? We saw his star as it rose, and we have come to worship him." King Herod, this is verse 3, King Herod was deeply disturbed when he heard this, as was everyone in Jerusalem. He called a meeting of the leading priests and teachers of religious law and asked, "Where is the Messiah supposed to be born?" "In Bethlehem in Judea," they said, "for this is what the prophet wrote." So when he gets disturbed, they all go look at the prophecies to see where it's supposed to be.
Correct.
And then they read the prophecy. Then Herod called for a private meeting with the wise men. He learned from them the time when the star first appeared. Then he told them, "Go to Bethlehem, search carefully for the child. When you find him, come back and tell me so that I can go and worship him too." After this interview, the wise men went their way, and the star they had seen in the east guided them to Bethlehem. It went ahead of them and stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were filled with joy. They entered the house and saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasure chests, gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. When it was time to leave, they returned to their own country by another route, for God had warned them in a dream not to return to Herod.
So, what an interesting story, though. Like, here's what we got to really puzzle through. There is a long-standing uncomfortableness between discomfort. Here we go. A long-standing discomfort between Judaism and the pagan religions, and especially astrologers and occultists and things like that. Astrologers, maybe not so much. There are actually some elements of Judaism that embrace elements of astrology.
Is that Zoroastrianism?
Well, no. I mean, that's a later development, but of course they would incorporate that. That grew out of Jewish mysticism. But there are some elements that I think, and you know, like with anybody, with any group of people who have hold to various convictions on a religious level, there's going to be various substrata of those kinds of things. But I do think that in the biblical narrative, don't you think it's odd? Like these guys show up in this. I just find that fascinating. People puzzle over that, and there's all kinds of different theories. Michael Heiser has different views on that. And here's what I think is interesting. So Philo, who was a Jewish philosopher, was contemporary to Jesus. I think he preceded Jesus just by a little bit. Would refer to, in a very favorable sense, a school in Babylon, which was East, which is always referred to as the East, a school in Babylon that, you know, followed the stars and the things like that. And he legitimized them in his writings because they were descended from a school that was established. You got to look on your face. During exile, and specifically by Daniel, the prophet. And it was legitimized in that sense, which actually carries over as to why Herod Herod was no pious individual, but even for the optics
Jewish, though, right?
He converted to Judaism.
Oh, okay.
But for the optics of it, to allow foreign astrologers in to, you know, entertain them would have been weird. But if they were
from the school,
if they were Jewish.
Because in exile, you know, in the Old Testament, they're not doing things right. They go to exile in Babylon for 70 years, and then they come back and they reestablish Israel.
Some come
as
back.
a nation, but not everybody comes back. And so
there would have been a contingency of Jewish people still holding to Jewish customs and worldviews and beliefs that were there in Babylon, but would also have been aware of Babylonian ideas of how the stars worked and maybe what they were.
And been influenced by that culture, so it would be unique from the Jewish culture that's represented in Israel.
But it still would have been representative of the Judaism that everybody was familiar with.
So how did the Magi know to go at that? They saw a star in the east? That would have been the other direction, right?
So
in Babylon, east of Jerusalem?
Yes. So a star rising in the east, it's... there's so many different theories about what that could possibly be. There are 9 characteristics that the Bible ascribes to the star. It signaled a birth. It signified kingship. It had a connection to the Jewish nation. It rose in the east, which is not what a polar celestial body would do. Appeared at a precise time. Herod didn't notice it when it appeared. It's interesting that when they visit with Herod in the court there, none of his scholars seem to be aware of it at all. Only these guys are aware of it. It endured for a long period of time. It stays there. It stays in that space, but it also it goes directly ahead of the Magi to guide them, and it stops over Bethlehem where Jesus is. So there's all kinds of so many different ways in which they've tried to figure out, was this a comet? Was this an actual celestial?
So I've heard, it might be, it is extra biblical, but and it could just be one of those things where people try to make something fit into the Bible or whatever. But apparently in Chinese writings at that time, there was a comet that went through and lasted for, I think, 2 or 3 months.
As far as I've ever seen,
2 or 3 weeks.
I could be wrong on this. Again,
I might be wrong.
We're talking off the cuff here, so please forgive me if I'm getting these things wrong. But I
won't
believe
forgive you.
that they have looked at all the various possibilities of different celestial bodies and comets and things like that were present at that time period, and they can't really identify anything specifically.
Well, and you wonder too, and if that's something that they look at, what is it that they're looking at in a star that says, "Oh, there's a new king"? I would be like, "Oh, there's a new star." That would represent that
and
there's
it's
a new.
directly tied to Judaism, to Israel.
And so it would kind of make sense if you were to, kind of follow that logic of it being descendants from exile, and that would matter to them. Because I would also think, why would, if there's another country and another king, but to gather precious gifts like that.
I'm not really responding to what you just said, so I'm sorry. But I was just thinking, I guess now I'm just sort of wondering, what is the purpose of the story?
The declaration of the king?
I think so. And I also believe that by attaching it to the east, Babylon, always representative of the larger nations, even though these were potentially, and we don't know for sure, potentially a contingency of Jewish people from there, I think it signals to us that the one that was always the great enemy and threat to Israel, Babylon, is now actually being incorporated into the story, and this thing begins to spread.
And bowing down in
yes,
a way
and
that
worship, yes,
the king of
yes.
Israel is not even doing.
That's right, yes.
So would Babylon have been considered like a New York or a London?
Oh, you see in all of the biblical narrative, even Paul refers to Rome as Babylon. That's something where that's kind of the general term
It becomes,
of
honestly,
a large offensive opposing force.
Yes. Babylon, you look at Babylon like a hyperlink. It's always going to be in reference to the larger nations that were always a threat to God's people.
Okay.
Could they have gone back and written about the birth of Jesus? Do we have any other? Is there any other accounts of the birth of Jesus?
Oh, outside of the Gospels?
Outside of the God. No, so that's an interesting thing that in Matthew and in Luke, the virgin birth narrative takes place and the birth of Jesus is described. The other two Gospels leave it out entirely. The other two Gospels kind of jump in mid-story. And then there isn't, Paul never once brings it up. Peter never brings it up. James never brings it up. John never brings it up. The closest we get is Revelation 12, but even there it's not defined as a virgin birth, but it is an interesting thing because Revelation 12, he sees a vision of a woman who's pregnant, clothed in the sun, a crown of stars over her head, standing on the moon. Standing with the moon under her feet, not standing on the moon. That sounds like Neil Armstrong, but you know what I mean. So we've got this imagery of celestial, astrological things, or not astrological, but astronomical. Thank you. Astronomical things associated with the birth of this child. So that does kind of reference us back, but it's in imagery and metaphor. I find that fascinating. That out of all of Paul's writings, he talks heavily about the death and resurrection of Jesus, but never mentions his birth.
So I was just thinking how interesting. So we all as Christians hold to the virgin birth, and
Sure.
and it's very there's not a lot of information about it. I think that it's something that we do in Christianity or in Bible reading, that it's like the the least amount of information that we have about something, the more we kind of hold on. Like Melchizedek, for instance, we kind of gravitate toward it because we want to know.
Yeah, because it's
more.
the mystery and
I wonder if it's almost intentional that it isn't mentioned a lot, or what atonement means isn't mentioned a lot, and we get 2,000 years.
We know what atonement means. We don't know how it's achieved.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't know exactly. We know it's achieved. Yeah, we don't know the mechanics of it. We don't know exactly what it is that.
But it gives us 2,000 years of discussion over culture and I mean, so that I think that's kind of neat. Maybe
it is. I love it. I think it's really cool. I love these kinds of things. These things don't throw me at all. I find it fascinating to just be able to contemplate and meditate on it.
But then we don't know who's right and who's wrong.
Well,
and so
that is true.
We gotta.
I do think that there are people for whom these kind of things do throw them. And I think that's. I guess I would be interested what we would say to them.
If it throws you and maybe I think this is a good example of something where the deeper you get into theology and biblical study and historical context and all this stuff, you start to realize the things that you've been brought up with in your faith are slowly getting pulled away. And as much as we say maybe those things aren't that important, it's hard to pull those things away from yourself if they become such a deep part of your identity. And so that's why I was asking, what is the purpose of the story ultimately of the Magi? Well, again, so we could apply that to something we read about not too long ago in Gospel of Matthew with Jesus walking on the water. What in the world is the purpose? There's nothing pragmatic about that. Nothing at all. But it's there as a demonstration and an illustration. A demonstration of Christ's divine power, an illustration of what Christ has come to do, to subdue the chaos and to provide us a place of safety and haven, even in the midst of that chaos, knowing that he's well able to bring us through. So it becomes illustrative, but it's also demonstrative of his power and authority as Messiah. So the Magi would fit in that same category to me. It's a demonstration that this is worldwide. This was not just something that was going to affect Israel and the Jewish people. This was something that was going beyond. It was boundary busting, what God was about to do.
And this was the only virgin birth in the Bible, right? We don't have any other.
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
And again, it's one of those. It's an absurd story. Like we all know that, right? No, I mean, come on, it's absurd. We have to be able to say it. If we don't say it's absurd, we're denying reality and we're diminishing the power behind this. It is absurd. Women don't just spontaneously get pregnant and have babies. That doesn't happen. It's never happened before. The writers of the Bible knew that. They weren't idiots. They weren't like, maybe it could happen. No, they know. Everybody knows this. That's just a reality of life. They knew how preposterous it was, what they were writing down, and they wrote it down anyway, and they presented it for us. And
well, and you see that too with how Joseph was planning to divorce her. Like there was not divorce, but to end the engagement.
Yeah,
and his
do it quietly,
and to do it quietly. That there's that kindness there in that action. But you see, like there wasn't like the people around her believed her.
Right. And nobody believed her.
It took supernatural God speaking to Joseph through a dream for him to realize, okay, maybe this is something happening. And I still think that's even why she gave birth with the animals. Because in a home where you have a home and you have different layers of like the animals are on the bottom floor and then there's different spaces for people. I guess I just can't imagine a scenario where the pregnant woman wouldn't be given preferential treatment. And so the fact that she's with the animals, I think is the shame that goes with that pregnancy of like, you can be in the house. We're not going to leave you on the street, but you have to be with the animals because we want it clear, like we don't approve of what's happened here.
And see the gospel. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it seems like that actually would fit into the story of the Magi as well, even though I know it's not the same time frame, but you have a God or a baby who starts with at the most humble of beginnings in shame, and rejection. And then by the end of the quote unquote Christmas story as we know it, people are traveling hundreds of miles. I don't know how long, a great distance just to bring him presents.
Yeah.
And then do what they can to protect him, almost at their own cost.
Yeah, at their own risk.
Yes.
At the risk of their own.
So that's maybe that's a mess. So the reason I'm asking, so anybody who maybe is hearing this and it being like, oh my gosh, this is not what I knew. What else? Is it at the core of it, that message is the same, even if you still believe the one that there were 3 of them, they showed up the night of. It's still the same story that people traveled a great distance for this baby who was born.
To acknowledge his kingship and rule.
The skin is different. The heart is still.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good way to word it.
I also think about too, like the shame that, because obviously this is a culture of like honor and shame. And so like honor moves you up the ladder, shame pushes you down. And so the shame that Mary represents to her, but it also affects the family. And the shame they may have felt with her being there during that time. And just like that thought, obviously I'm being a little silly here, but that idea of like the doorbell rings and there's these, people dressed in like Christmas Vacation, but just that they have like just what that must have been like of like you're here almost trying to hide the shame, and here are people with these gifts that represent luxury and great, you know what I mean? All of these things, and that they're there for that baby that is the source of shame in your home.
They bring gifts that reinforce his honor and his glory, while he, in the eyes of everybody else, is actually an object of ridicule and shame.
Yeah.
That's the story of God.
But that's it.
Yeah.
So think about how the gospel is constructed. We begin in shame and impossibility. And how does it end? In shame and impossibility. We begin with shame, the impossibility of this virgin birth happening, and this person coming into the world this way. It ends with this person dying of a shameful death on a cross, and the impossibility that he couldn't remain dead, that he comes back from the dead. That's
the impossibility that he could be king if he's crucified.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but and that's the whole thing. If he'd have stayed crucified, certainly he couldn't be king.
Right.
But that's the whole thing.
I love that.
And so, in it again, the incarnation that shows the beauty of the incarnation. It's not that God was doing magic tricks to show that he could be a human. It means that he stepped down into this horrifying mess that we're in, took the shame to himself, not just on the cross, but in his birth and through his life.
Yeah.
And all of it, identifying with us in this condition that we're in, only to show where this can go if we trust in God and believe in Him.
Is that what incarnation is?
Yeah, that's incarnation means enfleshment, in flesh, in meat.
So
God in meat space, God con carne.
That's
I've seen that on a menu somewhere.
Well, that's what it means. I mean, it's just
That'll be our next Eastgate shirt.
Sorry, it's probably too far. Forgive me, everybody.
Well, I'm excited for Christmas.
That's a literal translation. I think that we know why translations get weird.
All right, so we have a little bit of time left, so I thought we could all go around and we could all say our favorite thing about Christmas or this time of year.
My favorite thing about Christmas is just the entire sense of coziness with family. And I will say that the lights. I love Christmas lights. It's like one of my favorite things. And it, to me, carries a theological significance in that he being the light of the world, coming into the world. Well, I'm sorry. I just feel like, I don't know. I love Christmas lights. I love them.
I like all the presents I get, especially the good ones that cost a lot of money.
I could see
this
that.
This was the guy that was complaining about commercialism the other day.
I brought the tray up too early. Give me more presents. Who are you, man?
One of my new favorite traditions that Janelle and I have is that we watch an ungodly amount of Hallmark movies, Christmas movies. They're so fun. We have such a good time watching them, finding the good ones, even the bad ones. We sit there and we're like, oh, this is boring.
What do you... isn't there like a term for watching something?
A hate watch?
Yeah.
We're not hate watching. That's cynical. We're watching it genuinely to be like, here's genuinely the way I look at it. When you eat a McDonald's cheeseburger, are you thinking, man, what a good cheese, this is one of the best burgers I've ever had? Probably not. But are you thinking, oh, I'm going to eat this and hate it? No, you're enjoying what it is. I enjoy the Hallmark movies for what they are, which is garbage. They're garbage. They're not good for you. They don't serve you in any way.
Junk food. It's Christmas junk food.
But it tastes good. That's why I like. And so, anyways, we have a lot of fun watching those every year.
Yeah, we visited Matt's family for Thanksgiving, and I was telling his parents the first night we got there, I'm like, okay, we're here for 4 nights, which means we probably will only get to about 8 Hallmark movies, so y'all need to narrow down which ones you want to watch. We had a great time. Actually, the other day, Matt and I were watching one, and we didn't know it was going to be time travel.
Surprise time travel.
And we both gasped and said, time travel, and we
Robbie and I
grabbed each
saw
other's
that
hands. Did you like it, the Grand Ole Opry one?
Listen, this is not the thing. I'm in a full agreement with the junk food analogy. But
It's so fun.
And I'm picky about my junk food. So I'm not always like,
Yeah.
to me,
Taco Bell, McDonald's
has
is not the
gotten
same.
into this practice. They salt those burgers.
It's really gross.
It's so bad. It's
McDonald's thing.
oh yeah,
Taco
sorry.
Bell, good idea.
That's a great one. And the chili cheese burritos that they bring back for limited amounts of time are so good.
So Dad's
I feel
favorite
that way
part of
about the
Christmas is
McRib.
Christmas.
I want to know from Nate, what's your favorite Hallmark Christmas movie?
Yeah, Nate.
I don't know any by name. I used to watch them all the time with my dad.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
See, the surprising things you learn about Nate, because I would have totally assumed this
No,
would have
he
been a
loves it.
curmudgeon response. Because Nate, how many times have you seen Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas
Oh,
Vacation?
dude, you can't call him out publicly like this.
I brought that up to Dakota, and apparently we watched it together, but I don't remember it.
You
That's
watched
worse.
it but didn't remember?
That's
Blocked it
worse,
out of my
dude.
memory, I guess.
So your in-laws don't make you watch it every year? What
here we
kind of
go.
Christmas do you even have?
My favorite Christmas tradition.
You just said it was watching the Hallmark movies.
That was Matt.
That was
Matt.
Matt's.
I just got to comment.
It's hard to tell them apart.
My daughter's birthday is Christmas Eve. And so
yeah.
it's really fun. We do our Christmas Eve service here at church, which is always really a great time. And then afterwards we go home and she wants me to make her dinner because a lot of places get closed that time of day.
Right.
And that time of year. And so usually she has me make chicken pot pie. She loves comfort food and she likes to stay up late and watch Home Alone. And I just love
Gosh,
that little
that's
special family time
Man,
every year.
Sammy's so awesome.
It's so fun.
Home Alone is so great.
Have y'all seen that Publix commercial of that little girl whose birthday is on Christmas?
No.
And she writes to
Is she
Santa.
crying?
She's like, it's always Christmas. I just want a birthday. And
Aw.
Santa brings her a birthday. Or it might be a boy. I don't know. It's super cute.
Aw. Well, Sammy,
That's just Publix trying to make money, though, because of consumerism.
boy, here we
Sammy
go.
is so practical because I was wrapping her presents in Christmas wrapping paper and was like, oh no, I have to get birthday wrapping paper. She's like, oh, please don't go to the store for me. I could care less. I'm like, well, no, it's your birthday. And she's like, seriously, just give me the present wrapped in Christmas. And I was like, oh, okay.
You
So
couldn't wrap it inside out and
She's
right.
a good person to have a Christmas Eve birthday because she
true.
really doesn't care.
She's just a good person. That's the truth.
What about Nate? You didn't answer.
Tyler can answer first.
It's a big surprise that Nate has for us. Okay.
Yes, I don't know. I think one of my favorite Christmas things is driving around and seeing all the houses decorated with lights and stuff.
Yeah.
And Annie and I were talking, and she really likes the houses that have like all the uniform, like everything
Yeah.
is
Of
like
course.
very elegant.
Yeah.
And I like those too, but I feel like Christmas is very chaotic. And I love the
Yes.
houses that just have
Looks like
lights
Christmas threw up
everywhere,
all
and there's
over
just
it.
an explosion of lights everywhere.
I could not agree more, Tyler. I tell Janelle, I was like, this is the one time of year where like gaudy, like attacky, like
So
you want
like
it to be
tinsel on trees.
I like literally. There's not a decoration I don't want up.
I'm more along.
Unless it
I'm with
matches
Annie.
perfectly, he doesn't want that.
If your entire house looks the same, that's what I don't like. I need there to be something that's wrong,
I'm with.
and preferably all of it's wrong.
I'm with Annie.
Dakota and I, we wanted to do the icicle lights this year.
Yeah.
And they had 4 boxes at Aldi, so we bought those. And I went to go
Just flaunt your money. Why
hang
don't
them
you?
up, and they were affordable, so that's why we got them.
I was about to say he works at Eastgate. He's got enough for Aldi Christmas lights.
That's right. They call me Buddy Bags. Okay. But I got home and I was unpacking them and I was gonna install them, and there was like 2 that were cool white, 1 soft white, and then one was multicolored.
Hence,
So
hence the affordability.
like, I was going to put them up, but I think I was just like upset because I had this idea of these icicle lights. So we returned those. We went to Walmart and I got some that were all the same and we hung those up. But last night we were driving home from my parents' house. We went and had dinner, and there was this house that we saw
that
had icicle lights that were those 3 different colors.
Somebody else with the audio.
I hope that those are the lights that we returned.
I can almost guarantee it. Look at these lights. Great deal on this over at Aldi.
Put them up.
And they had Matt's idea. Yeah, make one of them wrong.
We used to have a decoration of a penguin. It was one of those flock things that lit from the interior, and it was an animatronic. It flapped his wings and stuff. We eventually it broke, and there was just one wing.
Should have been buried long ago, but our family was so attached to it.
We had that thing for 20 years. By the end of it was like, kill me.
I've always said nobody honors traditions like the Woodrums. Truly, like if they've done it and it works, they're like, let's do this exact thing every year.
Boy, that is the truth.
For the rest of our lives.
We are like that. That's weird.
Did Blake say that? I mean, he just said.
He said,
all he said was president. But
expensive
just
gifts.
kept on telling me to shut up.
Oh,
Blake, you're hurting my feelings.
Shut up. So there's nothing with tradition. I just like the way that people are during Christmas time. There's a lot of giving and charity, and
you know what? Though listen, I don't know what you guys are doing.
I'm
so in agreement with
literally
him.
booing.
And
I
it's
gave
one of
it
the
a
reasons
thumbs up
why I
or
love
thumbs down.
A Christmas Carol so much, because you see this transformation of somebody who leaves that selfish ideal and embraces a generous ideal. There was a different word that I was trying to
Social,
altruistic ideal, and that's what I love seeing it here. Like when we were doing Operation Christmas Child, and the way people would just, and then this year we did the angel tree, and just to watch the community.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
We were the wrapping. Did you pop in on them when they were wrapping?
It looked like Santa's workshop in there, man.
It was so wonderful.
People putting together bikes and wrapping and writing.
Oh my gosh, it was just glorious. And you're right. I mean, I think that's the best thing about Christmas.
It really felt like the kingdom of heaven, of like, oh, this is what this is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Angel Tree, this is Eastgate's first year doing it, and it's gifts for children local in our community whose family is incarcerated.
A family member
is incarcerated. And it's such a selfless act from everyone in the community. By the time the child gets the gift, it's wrapped and it's being given from the person in jail, or from the person in prison.
It's not
and
from
so
Eastgate.
There's no fingerprints. Your fingerprints are not on it in terms of Janelle bought this from Eastgate and she thought of you. Like, no, like it's completely like this altruistic, selfless act. And it was so beautiful on Sunday. Anonymous, yeah. And I felt like really represented God's heart. Not that it has to be anonymous to be God's heart, but that it was just I felt like the way the community can gather together around those who are vulnerable, those who may be hurting, and share God's love. I love that. But the one thing that happened on Sunday was that Mackenzie Cash was talking about how she had picked an angel tree, one for a 2-year-old. And she was like kind of skipping through the halls telling me all about what she had picked out for this 2-year-old and talked to me about Mackenzie's 10. And she was like talking about, I picked this and then I wanted this to go with it. And I had to do this, but I had to work in the price range. And like the way she was lighting up about it, just realizing how this has affected so many different people in so many positive ways.
It reminds me of that story of there's that woman who she worked in a big city and she's like a CEO of this company. And
is this one of the Hallmark movies?
And she has to go back to her hometown. And when she's there, she gets stuck in this cabin of this guy who grows Christmas trees. And she's like, oh, I hate Christmas. And the guy's like, you just don't get it. And then she's like, oh, you're right. And they fall in love. And she learns the spirit of Christmas. It's that same idea.
Oh, my God.
You know what's fun is that when I was telling the angel tree, Matt and I shared a microphone. When I was telling about angel tree, Matt just kept putting his hand out to take the microphone. I was like, I know I'm talking a lot, and he's probably got something really great to say. And just constantly reaching his hand out like, are you ready? I'm ready to talk. And I love that. That was what you... had to take the microphone to say.
Are you going to recover from this, Blake?
I was just thinking about like a really bad Silent Bob. Like doesn't say anything and then finally does. Like I just wish you were silent.
Silent Bob.
I think that some of my favorite Eastgate traditions that we have for the church is Bob Hess setting up the Christmas village. So this started when Hurricane Michael hit in 2018. Their home was unusable for close to 5 years.
Yeah,
too long. And so because he had all these Christmas village stuff in containers in a storage unit, he had asked, hey, could I just set him up at Eastgate because I have nowhere to put him? And so that's how this started. And he set it up over the soundboard. But then this year it has expanded to the subwoofers by the front of the stage, the info hub, the kids gate area, the office, the youth room. The youth room has a whole Christmas vacation set up. But
Which is ironic because Nate doesn't even know what it means.
Oh, it's wasted on you. But I just, it fills my heart. I can't, there's not like a word to describe it.
And I was just thinking, if you haven't gotten the chance, you really should go close to the different villages because there's like little Easter eggs in all of them. It's not just like cool houses. Like really get close. It's wonderful.
Should we make like a checklist that people could pick up by the front you try to go around and if you can like spot each one, turn it in for like a.
I love that.
I do too.
Peppermint.
A high five.
A high five.
Peppermint.
Turn it in and you get to wear the Christmas tree costume for
are you
90
talking about,
seconds.
like a candy cane?
Yeah. No, I thought peppermint. I was trying to think of the worst prize.
Werther's.
Werther's.
Yeah, we should
quarter.
do that. We should do like a little scavenger.
Wouldn't that
hunt.
be
That'd
fun?
really
Should,
I think it's great.
100%. We got to make sure we know everything that's up in
We
there.
don't.
Let's just limit it to this up here above the soundboard.
No, you got to
it-
explore.
I don't think there's an.
Have them tearing the furniture apart.
I know that there's one over there in that.
There is.
Very
I don't
helpful.
want to say it on the microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's do it.
Sounds fun.
Well, my favorite part about this time of year.
Nobody asked you, Nate.
No, I didn't.
We heard the
That's right.
icicle story.
But
Wasn't
that's
that
not
your
his favorite part of the year. Yeah.
Christmas?
What's your favorite? No, I'm sorry, Nate.
Oh, everybody say sorry to Nate.
Aw.
I'm not sorry, Nate.
This time of year is like a time of the whole year where there's a lot of things that are like focused on family and spending time with your family, and families are dysfunctional, and it's cool that we have these holidays where we can get together. And I think if you go into these family gatherings with the right attitude, you're kind of forced to confront the dysfunctionality of families, and I think there's a lot of good that can come from that.
You haven't been
Comfortable.
around the Woodrums, though.
But getting like comfortable with the uncomfortable and realizing
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
have to represent
look
this.
past it.
One thing we could do too is maybe make a little checklist for people when they go home with their families of like sayings that people say that'll make
bingo.
things uncomfortable.
A bingo card.
Uncomfortable, dysfunctional bingo.
Those clothes ain't quite fitting on you the way that they used to, huh?
Oh, you're having a second plate. So that could be neat if you want.
No, we'll do the one with the Christmas village.
Okay. I went too far, I see.
Just write down your family's dysfunctionalities and bring it to church.
I think that could be really neat. And you get a peppermint.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
We'll be back in next year. If you, the listener, have any questions or if there's something you want to learn more about, you can send us an email at egcfpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening.
That's not
This
true.
is the last episode
This is the
for
last
this year.
one of the. Well, is there anything we want to say?
Bye, Matt.
Bye. Let's
Goodbye,
all
Matt.
say one nice thing about Matt.
No, please don't. I'm done.
I've got 100 nice things to say about
I
you.
got so many things to say about Matt.
My favorite,
not
nice
nice.
things. Nice thing.
my
I'm
favorite
sorry.
thing about Matt is his glasses.
Oh. Yeah, our son. When we were asked our son to describe Matt, he said he's got glasses and a beard. And Matt's like, oh, you know me so well. So different than any stranger off the street would know me.
Here's the thing. Elliot was 100% accurate.
Oh, yes. He's
I love the passion that Matt brings to worship leading is phenomenal. And then one person told me, was complimenting Matt, was saying, I just love coming and hearing Matt. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for him to explain about it because he never wears shoes. I was like, oh, yeah, that's a thing, I guess.
Let's cut it.
Joe Jackson.
Goodbye,
My favorite thing about Matt is his authenticity and his honesty that he exhibits whenever he's having a conversation with you as he's just covering his head up.
My favorite thing is his genuineness, that he's caring, and that he's just fun.
He is fun.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't really like to compliment him. But he knows that.
Do you even like him?
Well, that's a surprise.
That's a question for our therapist.
Should make it Tyler good.
Tyler's favorite thing about Matt is that he's leaving and giving Tyler a position
He's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits.
I just want to say I appreciate all the training and and encouragement for worship leading and even just being in the band, because it's never something I ever thought I would be doing.
Well, that's awesome.
That's really sweet.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Eastgate Podcast.
No, that's not.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
Yeah, that's
Well, he's
Nate's
not doing it, so I'm doing it. Welcome to the Eastgate Podcast. It's my last time. I don't know what you think.
Matt's last day is just, I'm taking everybody's
So I'm taking
job.
over. We're going to do a fun one today because these jokers don't have anything planned.
That's
Guys,
not true.
let's talk about Christmas.
All right. But that,
Hey,
you're in charge.
Podcast.
What's that?
let's speak around Christmas. Guys, Christmas comes this time each year. Beach Boys sang about it. Merry Christmas, Santa. So, what is your favorite Christmas song?
This is making me
I was
nauseous.
If you should do like a trivia, and then we have to try to answer, and then people listening, driving in their car on their way to
I
work.
love that we've already
gonna
started
try to
the
play
podcast.
Here's my first trivia question.
And Rob is
what
just
is your
researching.
favorite Christmas song?
That
There is a correct answer.
There is?
It's just
Oh, you
trivia.
know what? Yeah, let's change it. What's the best Christmas song?
Mary,
Rob,
did
you go
know?
first.
Mary, did you?
I'm
Wrong.
Oh, I'll answer for real.
Go ahead.
It's Sleigh Ride, the instrumental.
That is a very good song. No.
Jingle Bell Rock.
No. Tyler, you get a guess, and you're the last one. What's the greatest Christmas song? Give him a microphone.
Die Hard.
Tyler, that's first of all, that's not Tyler, that's Nate. And he said Die Hard, which isn't a song. Into the microphone.
My mind is blank on all Christmas.
Our worship leader, everyone. The best Christmas song is.
I didn't
go ahead.
answer.
You said Mary, did you know?
No, I was just a joking.
Oh, okay.
I was just a joking.
All right, just a joke. All right, what's the best Christmas song?
In my thinking, theologically and
Already wrong.
declaratively,
Already wrong.
Carol of the Bells. I heard
Carol
the
of
bells.
Bells.
I heard the bells.
I heard the
Amazing.
bells.
Oh,
I heard
not
the
Carol
bells.
of the Bells?
No,
That's
not
something
Carol.
different. And
I heard the bells.
That was cool in like 2010.
Bling, 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 bling.
No.
I knew what you're. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Yes.
Yeah.
No, the best Christmas song is a Christmas song by Nat King Cole. Okay, what is the greatest?
Wait, he sang many Christmas songs.
It's called The Christmas Song. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Okay.
His version of it specifically is the best.
Okay, explain why.
Okay,
he doesn't have a reason. He just wanted all of us to be wrong.
If you listen to it, it's the most Christmassy of the songs. Okay, what is the best?
Define Christmassy.
Christmassy means it gives a air of Santa. Janelle, what is the
Who is
best?
Santa?
Santa is he delivers presents every year. Janelle, what is the best Christmas movie?
I feel like this is just like
Does he deliver
rolling
presents
downhill.
to all kids or just
Only the good ones. Only the good ones who believe in him. Janelle, what is the best Christmas movie?
I really feel like I'm going to have nightmares about this episode.
Not heard of that one. Blake, what's your favorite Christmas movie? No, not your favorite. What's the best Christmas movie?
A Christmas Story.
No. Tyler, what is the best Christmas movie?
His mind is blank on all Christmas movies.
I'm going to say Elf.
Elf. That is
excellent.
that is wrong. Nate, I keep wanting to call you Tyler as well. Nate, what's the best Christmas movie?
Die Hard.
No. Rob, what is the best Christmas movie?
Klaus.
No.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Janelle gets a point. Okay, so what is
Red Notice.
Why?
Red Notice? Do you mean Red One?
Red One.
Red One.
Red One.
Red One. Genius piece of crap.
Why do you say that's the best Christmas movie?
Oh,
It's not even in color.
No, there's a color version, first of all. Okay, Janelle, what's your favorite thing to cozy up with by a fire?
I'm not giving you the microphone back.
I was getting this thing going.
I'm losing feeling in my hands and feet because of how much I hate this.
Rob started